Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading. What are your spiritual gifts? I decided to do 3 piles for these, and we have a kind of a little bit of a hocus pocus theme. If you haven't noticed, I do love hocus pocus. So the first pile we have is going to be Winifred. Second pile is going to be Sarah. Third pile is going to be Mary. And just take a few minutes to kind of sit, ask your guides, angels, higher self, which pile has a message for you. And let's get started. All right, if you chose pile number 1 with this Winifred sticker, this is your reading. And for you, pile number 1, I feel like you enjoy being in charge. I mean, you picked Winifred, and she was the one calling the shots out of the 3 sisters. She was the main witch, right? If you go back to that song, I Put a Spell on You. But let's get started. So I am going to look at the tarot cards first. First tarot card is 3 of Swords, Page of Cups, and 10 of Wands. All right, my pile number 1s. So pile number 1, what are your spiritual gifts? I believe that you are someone that is quite in touch with your feelings. This to me is very empath energy. I would say clairsentient for this group. You are someone who feels very deeply. You are someone very creative. You are someone that tends to take on a little bit too much for other people, right? Because in this 10 of Wands, as you can see, we have this woman and she's carrying these wands for everyone else. And it's kind of a sense of responsibility and wanting to take on other people's burdens, but also carrying burdens for yourself. So this to me can speak of someone who's very much an empath, someone who wants to help others, and sometimes you tend to take on things from others. There's kind of a sense of taking on too much, and with this Page of Cups and this 3 of Swords, there's kind of a lot of feelings here, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of, that energy of kind of having that connection to your feelings. So you're someone who's able to carry things for others. There's a lot of, again, empath energy here. I am getting very clairsentient vibes, and we'll see what else the rest of the cards have for you. So you are someone that you are the person that other people come to when they need support. I don't know that my pile number 1s have too much support, too much, I don't think that you get as much support as you give out. And I think part of that is that it's almost like you like to pretend. I don't know if pretend is the right word, but it's almost like you have this thing where you do not need, I don't need help. I don't need, I don't want to ask for help. And I know for some of you, you're probably thinking, I would love some help. But you're not asking, you're not kind of open to that. I feel like even if someone were to offer, your kind of knee-jerk reaction is to say, I got it, it's fine, I got it. But here with the Page of Cups, moving on to this Page of Cups energy right now, and what are your spiritual gifts? With this Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is someone who is, pretty much connected to the emotions, but the pages, they're kind of young and a little bit immature. So it can be someone who is overwhelmed by emotions. And with that 10 of Wands there, that energy is amplified. That energy of, it's easy for me to pick up things for other people, quite literally pick up things for other people. It's easy for me to walk into the room and feel the room. It's easy for me to take on more than I can take on, not only physically, but energetically. That is coming in strongly. So, it's almost like at times you kind of get a little bit too much emotion. You kind of get overtaken with how much you are feeling. And again, this Three of Swords here is kind of saying you are someone who can feel very deeply. You are someone who has been through a lot of pain, through a lot of heartbreak. You are someone who has felt these very deep emotions of grief. For some of you, I'm actually getting a very shamanic energy, someone that can kind of go into the unconscious, the subconscious, and go into the shadow self and really work with that. Somebody that is very much connected to the element of earth. For some of you, I do feel, for a lot of you, that the water energy is very important. You could very well be Cancer, Scorpio, and I cannot remember, and Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. That's very much possible with this energy here. You don't have to be. We also have, the fire signs and the air signs on the board, but this one is sticking out to me the most as a possibility. But again, you don't have to be. But we basically have everything but Earth here at this point. So, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So let's take a look at, let's go with these guys. Let's take a look at these guys. Oop, and I dropped that. Shaman. Yeah, I did not see these cards before we started, but yeah, that shaman energy was coming in quite strongly. We also have the White Witch here. So the shaman energy, let's start here. There's an energy of you being able to connect to the spirit world, to the animal world, and there's just this energy of kind of, we don't have earth on the board, but for some reason I feel like for many of you, the primary element that you would be working with would be water, but you are someone who is very much connected to Mother Earth. You are someone who is connected to, the subconscious. I believe that many of you, have the ability to connect to higher forces and your subconscious as well, to what is hidden underneath the surface. So you have a strong connection to the ancestors here, to the angels, to the guides. You have the ability to work with allies, and I think for many of you, working with spirit animals would come very naturally. And I do get that the winged animals would be especially powerful for this pile. You are someone that can get to the bottom of how somebody's feeling. So you can feel a room, but you can also get to the bottom of what is causing unease, dis-ease in someone. You are someone that you can absolutely identify patterns within someone. I think for my pile number ones, you just struggle with not taking on too much, because I think that you're able to see these things, but there's a part of you that starts to take it on. There's a lot of intuitive guidance available to you here. I would say that the owl is definitely one of your spirit animals for many of you, and I think that for many of you, for a few of you, you're already aware of this. So you can move between the realms. You can access different realms, whether that is the lower world, the middle world, or the upper world, through some form of meditation or through some form of, I feel like for you guys, it is going to be meditation. I feel like you can really go into trance really easy. You can go into shamanic journeys very easy. If you've never done so, I do feel like that is something that would come natural to you. With the White Witch here, you are here to be a light worker. So what does it mean to be a light worker? It's about choosing the light, choosing love, choosing to feel, even when things don't feel as great. It is about connecting to compassion, to innocence, to pureness. It is about choosing not to involve yourself in the dramas, not to feed into drama, not to feed into bickering or energies that are just going to limit your joy. You are here to spread the light. You are here to spread truth and love. That is what my pile wants. That is part of your spiritual gift. And I feel like that's why you have this very innocent, creative energy within you. But you have to be careful not to allow yourself to get overwhelmed. There's a need for constant rest. There's a need for constant grounding and protection. And with the shaman here, you can count on the animal world to give you protection. And by that, I mean meeting your allies, whether they are spirit guides, spirit animals, higher self, source, whatever you view it as, connecting and allowing that energy to become a protective energy for you. And again, for many of you, the owl is a guide and you are very wise. You have the ability to connect to higher consciousness. My pile number ones, you have the ability to connect and tap into the wisdom of higher consciousness and the wisdom of oneness. I feel like for many of you, meditation is very important. I don't think you necessarily will love it at first because I think that, there is a little bit of this restless energy, but I think that it will help you ground and it'll help put you in this place where you can choose the light and be the light. And again, what is light? It is truth and it is love. That is all that is. So I picked two animals here. And we have the mouse, and it says, you're overlooking some important details. Pay closer attention to what's going on. And the shark, trust your instincts. Yeah. So pile number one, I feel like you guys have killer instincts. You have gut reactions. So you're definitely my clairsentient pile. And I'm not, there are so many gifts that it's just one of them, but clairsentience is one of them for you guys. There's a need to trust what you get. With the shark here, where does the shark live? In water. Again, that element of water keeps showing up for you guys. I feel like air can also be important for you guys, but I'm mostly getting water as your main element. Take it as it resonates. This is a general reading. With the mouse here, so the mouse is all about paying attention to the details, right? When the mouse shows up, it's time to look around and make sure that you're not overlooking anything. So with this mouse here, I feel like this has to do with body language for you guys. Again, you can absolutely read the room like no one else. You know how to pick up on the subtle energies. You know how to connect to the environment, connect to the people. You know what the small details are. You know what people are going through. You know how to pick up the story of a place, a person, an animal. There's this you can communicate. You are the empath. You can communicate without the use of words. Pay attention to what you know. So for many of you, I feel like you don't necessarily trust your instincts. You don't necessarily trust your intuition. And the mouse here is saying this is one of your gifts. You are meant to trust your intuition, your instincts. You are meant to discern. And I kept saying this is all about truth and love here, right? And what do we have here? Trust your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. So for you guys, it's about the details, picking up, realizing that you already know, trusting what you know based on just what you're picking up from the environment, from the place that you are in, trusting your feelings, your instincts, being discerning based on these feelings and instincts. And let's look at this card, abundance. So we have here, all is mental blessings, evolving, living in gratitude. You're in alignment, law of attraction. Yeah, you guys can definitely, one of your spiritual gifts is tapping into abundance. And this is true for many people. But for my pile number ones, especially with mouse here, because mouse can be about abundance and fertility and alertness and kind of, determination. But with abundance here, you can work with the law of attraction. There's a need for my pile number ones to work on your gratitude. I feel like when you are in a place of gratitude, you are in a place of flowing with the universe, flowing with life, and that you're then able to draw in the abundance. For some of you, this is coming in strongly. For some of you, Persephone is a deity that takes care of you, that watches over you. I'm getting that energy very strongly here. So you can work with Persephone. And again, at the beginning of the reading, we talked about how you're able to tap into the unconsciousness, to the unconscious, and as a shaman go into the lower, middle, and upper worlds. And the lower world has to do with the underworld, not to be confused with hell, but the underworld. And I feel like for some of you, you have a very special connection to the goddess Persephone. If this resonates, if that message is for you, you will know. So let's take a look at these two cards here. Claircognizant, I can absolutely see that for you guys. Storyteller, omen reader. Yeah, you guys, I keep saying you guys can read the room. Claircognizance is clear knowing. It's knowing what needs to be done, knowing, just getting a download and knowing. You have no way of typically knowing how you know that information, but you know it. Say that 3 times over. But you guys, I do pick up that most of you are mainly clairsentient. I absolutely can see claircognizance for this group, but I feel like this card is actually speaking of trust what you know, trust your instincts. Don't overthink it so much that you are no longer trusting what you are getting. Storyteller, omen reader, you can read a room. There is a lot available to you, a lot of wisdom available to you if you just tap in. And for my pile number ones, I think that you sometimes struggle to figure out if what you're picking up is real or not. And this is why it's saying trust what you know. And it's also saying, pay attention to what's around you. For some of you, storytelling through writing may come in as a way that you tap into that knowledge. Perhaps doing some automatic writing would be especially helpful for my pile number ones. Some of you may be writers, creatives. Again, there's a lot of creative energy with this Page of Cups. So some of you could be writers. For storytelling, I'm also getting some form of art, maybe drawing, painting. There's a need for you guys to constantly connect to some form of art so that you can express yourself, so that you can work with the energy and clear your energy, because your creativity is how you keep your energy flowing. You don't want to become too overwhelmed with your emotions. You want to channel those emotions into some form of art, whether that is music, writing, drawing, painting, whatever that is. So I have 2 last cards here. Let's see. And it says, trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Absolutely, pile number 1. And the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. I do not see these cards before I flip them over. Yeah, you guys can tap into the unconscious. Persephone, again, coming in very strongly. For you guys, there's a need to trust yourself more. And again, I think that's where this claircognizant was coming in, where you kind of have the instincts, you have the intuition, but you don't have the trust in yourself. There is a need for you to do deep work, and that shaman energy is coming in strongly, where you can tap in to what the patterns and what is causing disease within yourself. And for many of you, for others as well, again, this is not something that you have to do as a career, but it is a possibility. For some of you, you could be in the psychological field where you're doing coaching, therapy, counseling, something in that area. For some of you, you may work with children, or the inner child, that's coming in strongly. But there's a need to trust yourself more, because you are on the right path, pile number 1. And I feel like you really struggle with knowing that you are on the right path from time to time. And it's very hard for you to just kind of get in the flow, because it's so easy for you to get overwhelmed with everything going on around you. But you are, it's very interesting. You did pick Winifred. You are truly a leader. You are meant to lead. You lead by example, my pile number 1s. So that is all I am picking up for you. If you like this really, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. And let me know if you have any ideas for any other pick a card readings, or if you have any comments that you would like to share. I will talk to you soon, pile number 1. pile number 2, this is going to be your reading. What are your spiritual gifts? So for pile number 2, you picked Sarah, and let's take a look here. Let's start with the tarot. I have not seen the cards yet, so this is my first time seeing them. Ace of Cups, Six of Wands, the Devil. All right, you guys are my manifestors. We can have some clairsentience here as well. I do feel that that is coming in strongly, but I feel very strong manifesting energy from my pile 2s. So pile 2, I feel like you guys, how do I say this? I feel like my pile number 2s, you guys can be all about instant gratification, and you kind of can get caught up in kind of getting what you want and focusing sometimes on the things that are going to bring happiness in the moment. Nothing wrong with that. I am completely there with you. So with the Ace of Cups, I think as far as your spiritual gifts, you have the ability to feel deep love. And for my pile number 2s, I feel like you guys are definitely have some clairsentience to you. This feels a little similar to pile number 1, but I feel like you guys are a bit better at the boundaries as far as how much you give of yourself. So again, the energy feels a little bit similar, but not quite. So with the Ace of Cups here, you are someone that can feel deeply. You are someone that can fill your cup, overflow it, and give to others. So you've been blessed with being able to feel quite deep feelings here. With the Six of Wands and this Ace of Cups and this Devil, I feel like you guys are quite good at manifesting. You kind of have this magician energy, and I'm surprised the magician did not come up in this pile. But with the Devil, with this Devil energy here, I think this speaks on be careful on what you do, especially when it comes to self-soothing, because I feel like you guys work very hard. I feel like you guys feel deeply. I feel like you guys are extremely creative, but I feel like you guys can kind of fall into a little bit of a trap around, you know, going after what you want and not necessarily, it's almost like you don't necessarily take a pause in order to figure out if you're on the right path or if this is the right thing for you. I'm also getting that you guys can kind of become a little bit obsessed with certain things. So perhaps you kind of want to manifest something and you kind of become so focused on it, so tunnel vision on it, that you don't realize that the universe is giving you signs that that is not exactly what is meant for you, or that that is not what's going to bring joy to you. With this Devil energy here, I feel like some of you feel so deeply that you may tend to rely on coping mechanisms such as alcohol or some sort of substance. Again, no judgment. But you just need to be careful, and you need to be careful around your impulses and how far you take it. I feel like, on the other hand, my pile 2s, you guys are able to manifest even when things don't seem possible. You're able to keep going and manifest even the things that seem quote unquote impossible. So there's a lot of knowledge here, and there's a lot of recognition of the things that may hold you back, the things that may prevent you from growing. So I feel like this is kind of a split message here. I feel like for pile number 2, some of you are still in that energy of trying to master this Devil energy, of trying to master your impulses, of trying to break free from certain chains so that you can achieve what you want. And I feel like the other half of you have already kind of mastered this energy, and you're someone who knows how to look at the patterns, how to break free from any limitations that are placed on you either by yourself or by others, and break free from limiting beliefs. For some of you, and I have to say it because I'm seeing it here, For some of you, you do tend to struggle when it comes to love, in the sense that I feel like some of you are kind of looking or have in the past looked for love outside of yourself. And you're kind of, part of your gift in this lifetime is to realize that everything you need is already within you, that there is no person, substance, thing outside of you that is going to fill your cup, that is going to provide the success that you seek, that is going to provide that victory for you. That is coming in strongly too. And, part of your spiritual gifts is also helping others break free from this energy of being trapped, of being bonded, of being chained to something that is not healthy. For some of you, what you're helping others break free from is materialism, and you have broken free from that yourself, or you are in the process of doing that for yourself. So let's look at, I'm trying to decide, let's look at these two guys. Oops, that was a different sticker I was supposed to use. So Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. Oracle, wait for more for important information. So some of you are definitely have the gift of Oracle, where you can connect. It could be something like this, where you're using a tool such as tarot, runes, oracle cards, or it could be where you are connecting and receiving information without the aid of a tool. Sometimes you can do that through meditation, through sitting in contemplation and just asking spirit for messages. I do feel like that is quite a possible gift for some of you, actually for many of you. But with this Fire Guardian here, what this is telling us about your spiritual gifts is that you are meant to work with your passions, again manifesting, because the devil is a very passionate energy. It's a very creative force. It has a lot of passion, a lot of possibility to it. It's just about not getting carried away and kind of learning that control within self. With this Fire Guardian, I want to say for this pile, I do feel that the element of fire is very important. For the previous pile, an element came in, so I want to give you guys that as well, because like I said, it came in for a different pile. But for you guys, I do feel like this Fire Guardian is saying that you're meant to connect to your desires, that you're meant to create. You are meant to spark something new, to bring something new into this world, and that you have very powerful energy. There's this energy of, you guys are not, you kind of may be my workaholics, where you're constantly going. You're not necessarily the people that slow down. For many of you, and I have to say this because I see this here, for many of my pile twos, and it's very interesting because you pick Sarah, but for many of my pile twos, part of your spiritual gift has to do with sex and your sexual abilities. There's an ability here almost to use sex magic and to create from a place of intimacy and sex. I keep seeing that, especially with the devil and this Fire Guardian. It's coming in clearly, so I have to say it. So again, sex magic may be a very important gift for some of you. If you're unfamiliar with it, look into it and just make sure that you do it in a way that feels right and ethical to you, and that is in line with your belief systems. So again, I keep getting, also on top of this, sexual energy, I also get a lot of spirituality, but also a lot of relationship energy. It's almost like you guys are here, part of your spiritual gifts, pile number 2, is to connect with others and create. And when we talk about sex magic, we talk about using the energy to create. So you guys are very creative. You're meant to work with the element of fire, and you are meant to explore your sexual side. That is part of your gift, pile number 2. And I feel like that's also where this devil energy is coming in at, where you guys for some of you, I feel like you're still kind of becoming more in tune with that side of yourself. For others of you, you may have gone a little bit overboard at some point in your life, and it's about finding balance within that. But also, this fire guardian is about burning away any limitations, and it matches that devil energy very much. They're very much in tune. So going back to the oracle pile number 2, you guys are very receptive to information. With this oracle card, claircognizance is coming in very strongly for you guys. You are able to receive information from spirit, whether that is angels, ancestors, higher self, spirit guides, spirit animals. You're able to connect and you're able to receive clarity from spirit. But the thing here is, you guys are always on the go, and it's very hard for you to pause. And there's a need for you to learn how to wait, because the universe is going to show you what you need to do. But pile number 2, you need to learn to not be as impulsive and to pause every once in a while so that you can allow the right information to come to you before you make a choice, before you take action on something. And it's also about, at times, allowing spirit to do the work for you. So you're able to manifest, but you're kind of learning how exactly to work with the law of attraction and how exactly to manifest without having to put forth too much effort. Because I feel like my pile number 2s, you guys tend to put forth so much effort that you end up making the manifestation process harder than it needs to be, because it's something that can come quite naturally to you. So pile number 2, let's take a look at your animals. I picked 2 animals here. The dog, your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. And the road runner, keep your sense of humor, don't take things so seriously. Yeah, pile number 2. You guys, again, there's like this energy of you guys are constantly trying to achieve, constantly going. There's a need to slow down. There's a need to kind of not take things so seriously. With the dog here, you guys are very loyal. And again, there's been kind of this overarching element of relationships in this pile, because I do feel like part of your gifts, part of your purpose in this lifetime is to experience relationships. But this is kind of saying, be careful who you trust and be careful who you put your loyalty and faithfulness to. Because first and foremost, it's about connecting to yourself, being loyal and faithful to yourself, acting from a place of integrity and following your passions and allowing the right people to come to you. Be mindful as well as to what you put your faithfulness and your loyalty towards. Are you loyal to material items? Are you loyal to a substance? Are you loyal to a person? First and foremost, this is about being loyal to yourself. So part of that, those spiritual gifts for you is that manifesting, is that being able to tap into your oracle gifts and receive information, but also learning what deserves your loyalty, what deserves your attention, when to take action, and when to allow the universe to work for you, pile number 2. So I want to take a look at these 2 cards. Mediumship, I could absolutely see that, and guardian angel. Yeah, I feel like you guys, for many of you, the oracle gift, that gift of receiving information, comes from a guardian angel. I feel like for you guys, there could be a very strong connection to the angelic realm. I'm also getting that there's a need to work with your guardian angels a little bit more, because you guys tend to start working and you kind of forget to check in with yourself. It's almost like you get that tunnel vision and you want to achieve that one thing, and it's very hard for you to slow down and reconnect to self. The snake is coming in as very important. So there's a lot of healing available here to you, and you have a very healing energy. With mediumship, I do believe some of you have the ability to connect to spirits that have passed on, but I'm also getting that this is part of you connecting to spirit, part of you learning to slow down so that you can listen to your angels, to your guides, to your spirit animals, to your higher self. Pile number 2. this guardian angel is standing out to me because I do feel like you have support in the form of angels. Some of you may actually be very much in tune with angels. If you are, and this feels like this is a message for you, make sure that you are connecting with your angels, that you are asking for help, that you are working with them. Especially if you are a medium, if you are someone that can communicate with past loved ones, spirits that have crossed over, you want to make sure that you have a guardian angel to help you with those communications, to keep you safe and guarded, and to help you set boundaries when you need to. But also, this guardian angel is going to help you through breaking free with certain limitations, certain beliefs, certain bondages that you are attached to, and ensuring that this guardian angel helps you to see who you can and cannot trust, and helps you with, connecting to the humor of life, connecting to the lighter side of life, connecting to the point where you can kind of take a rest, take a break, and enjoy some playtime. Let's take a look here at this card. We have Bruja, which is witch, alchemy, authenticity, intuition, mystic, ancestral wisdom, strong aura, sacred smoke. So yeah, you guys are very spiritual, but this would be my pile that you guys are actually able to kind of get into ritual, that you're able to connect to your spirituality through some form of action, where you're not just, you're not someone that's just sitting back and watching life go by. I feel like you guys would be very much into kind of doing tarot readings, doing oracle readings, connecting to spirit through writing, connecting to spirit through ritual of some sort. With this here, alchemy, you guys, with alchemy and fire here and this devil, you guys have the ability to transform and transmute energy. That means that you have the ability to take something and bring it to its highest potential. For many of you, you can take the shadow and bring it to light. That is why you have fire so prominent here. Just be careful, because fire is used for creativity. Fire is used for creation, but it can burn you really fast, and it can burn you out really fast. So be mindful, my pile number twos. Again, bring in that energy of playfulness, because that's what the dog is also about, right? The dog is always about, yes, the dog is faithful, yes, the dog is loyal, but the dog is very playful as well. And, this is about reaching absolute freedom, because if your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced, you are a prisoner to someone or to something. This is about reaching freedom. Your spiritual gift as a whole is bringing you towards freedom. So let's take a look here. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Yep. And star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Yeah, you guys have a lot of a strong connection to spirit, and you're able to connect to, it's almost like that high priestess energy of being able to connect to lost wisdom, to wisdom that is available to you through spirit. You guys are visionaries, and you're able to manifest. Again, one of the main gifts I'm picking up for you, pile 2, is your manifestation. And again, you can do it through some form of sex magic. Keep that in mind. But there's a need for you to figure out what exactly it is that you want and hold that vision. And make sure that your ideas are actually inspired, because sometimes, my pile number 2s, it can be easy for you guys to think that you want something that would not be the best thing for you. And spirit is asking that you be mindful of what it is that you're creating, and that you constantly check in with yourself, with your higher self, with your spirits, with your angels, with your spirit guides and angels, and kind of check in and make sure that it's the right thing for you from a bigger picture, higher vision place, versus from a place of, this is just what I want, or this is what I think I want or should want. Because you guys are very powerful, and I think for some of you, you're definitely starseeds, Pleiades energy is definitely something that you can look into if you feel that that resonates with you. But that is what I have for you, pile number 2. If this resonated, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And let me know what else you would like to see. And I hope this helped. And I thank your guides, my guides, and all of the ancestors, animal guides, and spirit for this reading. Thank you, and I will see you guys soon. All right, if you picked pile number 3, this is your reading, and you picked Mary, I Smell Children. I really love that sticker. So let's take a look at your tarot cards first. So I picked quite a few from a few different decks here. Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Pentacles, and Page of Wands. All right, pile number 3. So for your spiritual gifts, I am getting that you are someone that, so if I had to pick a spiritual gift for you guys, I would say that you guys are manifestors. There's a bit of claircognizance here that I am seeing. I'm also getting that you guys are able to clear away karma, that you're able, for some of you, one of your main gifts is your ability to transform, transmute. So I'm getting alchemy, but I'm also getting, for some of you, this is about generational karma and clearing away generational ties. Like some of you reincarnated here to clear away your ancestors' generational karma. And some of you, I'm also getting energy healing here very strongly. This is just coming in intuitively, but I'm getting energy healing, that you guys can tap into universal life force and kind of do some energy healing. But yeah, I'm getting quite a few gifts, so I feel like maybe quite a few picked this group. So with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like for this card in this reading, again, this is a very karmic card in this reading, and I feel like this, for this group, is all about clearing karma, creating balance, learning that nothing lasts forever and that the wheel is going to constantly turn, that you can sit and that you can be the one to create change, that you can be the one to clear away karma for yourself and for others, that you can create balance. Again, alchemy is coming in very strongly. And I want to say that you guys are able to really work with all 4 elements. Like I'm getting that this pile can really work with the elements. So water, air, fire, and earth. I feel like you guys are very much connected and can connect to all 4 elements, and that you're able to clear cycles and kind of work with that energy of alchemy and that energy of, and do some energy healing to clear away past karma and to kind of start anew. I keep getting the number 0, which is kind of a, you know, that number of anything is possible, right? Because with the 0, it's in numerology, anything is possible. For some of you that pick this pile in your numerology chart, you may have a 0, which means that you kind of have a reset of karma. It's called, I believe, the cipher 0 in numerology. I feel like for some people in this pile, you may have that. For others of you, you're definitely here to manifest, to create. But I feel like for you guys, it's different from the previous pile that got the manifesting gift, because I feel like for you guys, it's about doing this in a very patient and, you know, slow way, that it's supposed to be a build-up. It's not supposed to be something that you're doing, you know, you're not rushing this. It's about learning not to rush. It's about taking your time. I'm also getting here that you guys are Some of you are spiritual teachers and you're here to teach. You're here to experience things and then teach it and, show others through example how these things are done. You're meant to experiment with many different spiritual concepts. You're meant to experiment even in the, in the traditional way. Maybe you are someone who is constantly learning something new, who is constantly going to school, who is constantly studying something new. But alchemy is standing out really strongly here, as well as manifesting and claircognizance for this group. I do feel like your spiritual gifts, you have many. And for this group, you're meant to experiment. You're meant to play around and figure out what works for you and what feels right for you and what calls to you. I don't feel like you're meant to stick to just one thing. It's about exploring and bettering yourself through many different gifts that you have available to you. I want to get a look at these oracle cards. We have the eagle, see from a higher perspective, and the warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Yeah, I feel like you guys have kind of that warrior energy going on, but also that you're able to see things from a higher perspective. You're able to take in the lessons and realize what is karma. And everything is karma, right? There is no good or bad karma. It's just cause and effect. But you're able to see things from a higher perspective and realize why certain things had to happen. Again, I just feel like you guys have many different gifts. I don't know if it's because many different I'm sorry, I can't speak today. A lot of different people picked this pile, but it just feels like you're meant to strive for the best in this lifetime, and that is part of your spiritual gift, that you're meant to perfect something here. I feel like you're meant to create something, because we have this energy of learning, of experiencing, experimenting with new things. And then we have this Eight of Pentacles that's saying, yeah, you're going to do that, but you're also going to perfect your craft. And then we have this warrior energy here, which to me says you're going to keep going and you are going to create something. You're not going to settle for second best. You're not going to settle for anything. You are going to see something through. And I feel like for many of you, you're here to create something, and you're here to create something through a blending of things. And you're here to create something that has not been created yet. And by that, I mean, it could be something similar to something that is already out there, but maybe you're blending different energies to create this thing. And it's something that is going to have your very specific energy blueprint on it. And I do feel like for some of you, this has to do with some form of energy healing. In this lifetime, part of your spiritual gifts is facing your fears. You're going to be able to face fears as they come up. And again, you're going to be able to view things from a higher perspective and know that there is a point to everything that happens in your life. Now, does that mean that you're going to enjoy it? Absolutely not. But you are going to understand that some things are meant to happen to teach you something. I feel like this warrior, again, I feel like you're here to create something, to bring something to this world, to birth something into this world, and to master it. And, this warrior card, this is about going through difficulties and remaining in your light. And with that Wheel of Fortune, I do feel that you are here to balance some karma, to clear some karma. I feel like you can help other people do that as well. Like some of you could be coaches, counselors, in the psychology field, spiritual teachers. There's just this energy that you're able to help others see things from a higher perspective and clear away some karma and do some alchemy and clear away that which no longer serves them. So this is very similar to pile 1 so far, if you were drawn to that one as well. Let me take a look at your animals. Yeah, we have the mountain goat, and it says there's something out of balance in your life. So do whatever you need to do to correct it. Yeah, you're here to create balance. You are here to clear some things out. Again, generational trauma, generational wounds, and generational karma is coming in. And with this card, stay in the background and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. So with these cards here, you're meant to experience life and know, again, the lessons that keeps coming in. You're meant to experience lessons and see them for what they are. You're meant to surrender to the universe and know when it's the time to take action and when it's not. You are meant to... You are very adaptive, right? Because even with this Wheel of Fortune, that is a card of needing to adapt and needing to adapt to... you're not always going to be up. You're not always going to be down. There's going to be times where you're going to be up on the wheel, down on the wheel, left, right, in the middle, somewhere along that wheel. And you're here to learn that. That is part of your spiritual gift, to be at peace, to learn to be at peace, and to learn to bring balance. Again, you're able to see this from a higher perspective. I don't think... For all of you, you're at that place where you can see this, but I do feel like that is part of your spiritual gifts and something that you're going to be tapping into. But you're meant to surrender in a way and kind of go with the flow of life and learn to just work with what... And this is not about being complacent. This is about flowing with the universe. And again, for many of you, you can work with all four elements, and I feel like you will have the opportunity to be able to manifest. Because I said, for this group, you're not manifesting from a place of needing to speed something up. You're not manifesting from a place of this needs to happen right away. You're learning how to flow and how to be in tune with nature, with the universe. Let's see here what cards we have here. Discernment. Yeah, you guys are absolutely here to learn discernment. Shapeshifter. Yeah, you guys can shapeshift. So spiritually shapeshifting, you can learn, for example, if you were shapeshifting into animals, you would work with that energy to take on the lessons of that animal. For you guys, I feel like you guys are constantly shifting, constantly growing, constantly evolving. Just like this Wheel of Fortune, you're constantly moving around the wheel, you're constantly growing. And you will need discernment in this lifetime, because I feel like there are so many spiritual gifts available to you, pile number 3, that it's going to be easy for you guys to try to maybe overwhelm yourself and not know what is calling to you at this time, and what should take priority. So I feel like you do need to kind of learn discernment, and at times take a pause and kind of just sit in the background and see what you're being called to do. And then once you know, then you are kind of in that energy of the warrior where you are fearless and you are going for it. But there will be times where you're meant to just perfect the craft and kind of focus on working and growing on yourself and growing yourself and your talents. And honestly, the discernment to know when you need to take action and when you need to take a break, because you are meant to be in balance in this lifetime, to create balance, to live a balanced lifestyle. So you need that discernment to know that. And you're going to constantly come across situations that are going to ask you to find balance. And part of your spiritual gifts is balance, alchemy to create the balance that you need, alchemy to create something out of two separate things, because I keep getting that energy for you guys that you're here to bring something new into the world. But it's going to take discernment, and it's going to take practice. And again, that shapeshifter energy of blending two things to create something else. Then we have Respira, which is breathe. And it's breath work, self-care, take a step back. Yeah. Find the wound, healing happening. Yeah, you guys are meant to heal a lot of karma. That's going to be one of your main spiritual gifts, you know, that ability to clear and heal some karma and balance out some karma. There's a lot of healing. And again, energy healing came up at the beginning when we started your reading, pile number 3. So some of you may be quite natural healers. Healing hands keeps coming in for me. Also, work with your breath. Some of you could go into being a spiritual teacher for some reason. Breath work, yoga is coming in as something that could be very important for you guys, something that could be very meaningful. For some of you, I feel like yoga would just be helpful, or some sort of breathing, stretching exercise daily where you can ground yourself and bring yourself back to balance, where you can ground yourself and bring yourself back to center. And you're going to constantly be finding wounds and healing them, and you're going to kind of perfect this craft. And I feel like for some of you, this thing that you're meant to create is some sort of healing modality or way to heal that you can share with others eventually, or even if that is through like writing a book and sharing your experience through social media. There's an audience here for most of you. And remember, you know, it doesn't have to be a huge audience. It could be a community, it could be a group of friends, it could be national, international, whatever you are looking at here. So let's take a look at these cards. You got the Love, and it says codependency, boundaries. Yeah, you guys are going to need to practice boundaries. And Hyrith, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I probably butchered that. And it says longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yeah, I feel like you guys, my pile number 3 is you guys are going to need to work on your boundaries. And again, that balance of knowing when to give of yourself and knowing when not to give too much of yourself. When to focus on giving and when to focus on self-care. And I feel like you guys are going to be able to teach this to other people. Like, I feel like this is a twofold message. I feel like you're going to have to learn this for yourself. And for many of you, you're going to then be able to take what you learned and integrate it to something that you create. As far as homesick for the stars, longing for home, I feel like you guys could be starseeds, but mostly I feel like you guys are, the longing for home to me is about the home within you, that you are constantly looking to heal, that you're constantly evolving so that you can find that sense of balance, that sense of harmony within yourself. And I feel like you will find this and you will be able to share this with others. And for some of you, energy healing keeps coming in as very strong within you. So if you're called to that, I highly suggest you look into it. But for a few of you, I feel like you can create your own. It's almost like about you doing this and coming up with your own thing. Like, yeah, you may go and take a Reiki class, but then you may realize that that doesn't work for you. And you may tap into the universe and kind of create your own modality. But yeah, the main spiritual gifts that I'm getting here is the ability to clear karma, alchemy, claircognizance, and manifesting. I'm getting very much magician vibes here, but it's going to take patience for you guys. It's not going to be something that you're just going to go after, but you definitely have the right energy to make it a reality. All right, pile number 3, that is all I have for you. If you like this reading, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you have any suggestions for anything else you'd like to see, please let me know in the comment section, and I hope to see you soon.